Spectacular show of guts, glory, and gore for you today.
That Jamboree is packed with excitement. Maybe you're too much of it.
Watch this crazy game. I'm so
Your face on TV. Go hunting time! Hunter G! Oh yeah!
Hello everyone. It was still AFK. What is this? What is going on here? I don't get anything of this. But welcome to the stream. This is the PlayStation. Oh, it's I don't know what this game was, but yeah, the PlayStation.
Let It Die, coming to PS4 and PS5 next year.
Make it a bit less
Now,
loud.
let's listen in on a recording session with We Are OFK.
We are OFK, whatever that means. Yeah, but welcome everyone. This is the State of Play October 2021, and there are PlayStation games shown there. So curious about that. Hope volume is okay.
Race or imperialism. Out there, we look to each other and to our thick arms.
You done?
And you're like, how did they get them that thick? Is this like an alternate reality where arms are just that thick, or are they robot arms? Our last hope is arms.
Luca, focus.
Okay, sorry, for real. PlayStation promo time.
Yep.
I'm just supposed to introduce our band and the game about our band, right? Ooh, can we do something fun with it? Like, can we be like, why is it called State of Play? What are we, the president? What are we, the...
We've talked about these jokes. Hey, you.
Hi, we're still driving. Jay, I heard back from the mix engineer, and she's cool with getting song stems on Sunday.
Itsu! How's the PlayStation blog post going?
Are hashtags too much? I want to reach more people, but I don't think I trust people who use hashtags.
Itsu, you're the best at this.
I'm proud of you.
I just do things.
Carter, what you working on?
Just a little audio filter I cooked up for debug here.
Can debug make me sound like a demon?
Okay. Give me one more run through and we'll take a proper break, yeah?
Okay, hi! We Are OFK is a new music biopic game about us, the indie pop group OFK. It's a 5-episode series about how we started the band here in Los Angeles and how, so far, we have not screwed it up. You get dialogue choices and texting and flirting, and each episode lets you play an interactive music video of a new song from our debut EP. That's 5 episodes, 5 songs. And if you join our mailing list today, you get a life-size cutout of our whole band wearing nothing but PlayStation 5 DualSense controllers.
Oh, God.
No.
Nope.
Okay, the cutout is still TBD, but We Are OFK is coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 in 2022. The future.
The future, thick arms. We are OFK.
Okay, bye.
Okay. I'm confused, chat. I'm really confused, but
Up next,
whatever.
the team at Young Horses shares a big update coming to Bug Snacks.
Bug Snacks. I heard there's some bigger announcements, so let's see what this might be. I've not played this, but I heard very positive things about this game, even though, considering how weird it is. And that the... Okay, probably won't spoil it. There's something with the ending of this game.
See that? Giant bug snacks!
In the meantime, I also click on publish for my for video on my gaming channel. So, kind of busy with them. I was surprised that today's state of play.
Bro? Has anybody seen my hat?
Snacks with hats? That's adorable! And that's not all, buddy. Ta-da! We finally finished your huts! So keep checking your mail, do some redecorating, and before you know it, this'll feel like home.
Can we stop wasting time and get on with this expedition before I'm as old as Shelda?
Ready yourselves! A grave danger approaches!
Hey, Five Nights at Freddy's fans. We've got a security breach.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Freddy and the gang are pretty tired, but they'll be back again next week after a few days of scheduled maintenance. Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex is now closed, initiating nighttime protocols.
No, no! Wait, I'm still here!
Lights on! I warned you! I warned you!
Well.
You should be able to escape when the security doors reopen at 6 a.m. Until then, keep moving and try not to draw attention to yourself. If there is another way out, I will help you find it. I promise.
Aren't there like a bazillion of those games?
Where you will be given novelty glasses, a voucher for one free soda refill, and where you will sign a legal disclaimer releasing us of all liability for anything that might have happened during your visit. Have an awesome night, and we'll see you again soon. Would you like to take a short survey about your experience?
Battle beasts and demigods in a challenging action RPG coming soon to PlayStation. Let's take a look. Online opponents await in these multiplayer games coming to PS4 and PS5.
think this video will be clean. I'm just looking with one eye. So not paying fully attention here. Hard Rider Drift. The left blue dude looks a bit like Mega Man, so is this Mega Man? No, it's not, I guess. Oh, Japanese thing. What is this? Fighting game stuff. Is it a spectacle fight or is it an actual fighting game? Oh, it's KOF, it's King of Fighters. I'm not into King of Fighters, so I don't know. Also, RIP video. This is an air grab? I like air grabs. Okay. Open beta test. PT 20th of November. Comes out February 17th, 2022, so next year. Interesting. What is
futile.
This?
Looks like you're in need of your medicine.
Hi everyone, I'm Niels, also known as Wetterbird.
Hi everyone.
Hello,
I'm
Niels.
Emily, also known as Norstef. Today
Hi,
we're
Emily.
excited to share First Class Trouble with you. First Class Trouble is an online social deduction game featuring a dangerous cocktail
Interesting.
of difficult decisions and wacky possibilities.
Social
Before you hop
deduction
into the
game.
match, check out the range of customization options available to you. As you play, you'll unlock even more, so don't forget to come back to your wardrobe from time to time. Let's check out that recent match we played.
That was a good one. When the round begins, you'll be assigned a secret role of either a resident or a personoid.
So this is me, I played as a resident in this game, and my goal was to reach Kane at the heart of the ISS Alethea.
And I got to play as a personoid. So my game was all about deception and traps, stopping the residents at all costs.
Great outfit that you have on there.
Thank you. The most important question is, who can you trust?
Yeah, exactly, and I thought you and I were working together.
I know, right?
Sometimes going with your gut doesn't work out.
Sorry, Dave. I don't have that problem.
You sabotaged the oxygen, well done.
When a system is sabotaged or a trap is sprung, this is a good time to start casting doubt on the loyalty of the other residents.
Yeah, you had me so convinced. You did such a great job, I even helped you take him out. You really got me on this game. I never suspected you at any point.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, here it is.
Gotcha!
I realized too late.
Whether you're a personoid or a resident, your social deduction skills and strategy are the key to survival.
Good luck,
Interesting.
everyone. And remember, be careful.
My
who
only
you trust,
concern is
because
here,
in first-class trouble,
like,
cocktails
if you
has
compare this to
no
Among Us,
friendships.
for example, we
Work
have the
together
problem
to avoid disaster when First Class
that-
Trouble
let me
arrives to
just-
PS4 and PS5 next month.
if we compare this to Among Us, there it's easy, like you set up, you start, it's not much running around, you don't have much to do, there's some stupid tasks you have to do, but the main fun part is discussing with the others after each round. Oh, that might be huge. And if all this 3D stuff and running around is in the way, it could take away of the actual fun. But maybe it could also add to this.
Scanning craft. Pan-Galactic Federation battleship, the Astoria. Weapons activity detected. Readying third
Starboard
strike.
thrusters to full power.
There's no time.
No way!
Abandon ship. All crew members, get to an escape.
And they're dead. I forgot to make it. I released the video and forgot to make a thumbnail for it because I'm an idiot. Oh no. What is this game though? Now I'm curious. At the beginning I got distantly vibes of vibes of what is it called?
It's help I'm taking.
Chrono Cross Chronicles or something? That's not done by Square.
Damn near the full Federation fleet's moving in on us.
Wish I could say we're good. But the Fed saw to it we aren't.
The crew of the Aegis needs you. Good luck, Ray.
You seek only to devour this world.
I am certain your journey into the stars above will bring hope to the future of this world, Your Highness.
Spare me your self-righteousness. I shall be saved by mine own hands.
If your
It
memory
looks
should
distantly
persist
Final
as it
Fantasy
has,
as.
never will it find total freedom from sorrow.
What hope do we hold should they
Just stay
descend upon us
Sauron?
now?
If you dare turn your back to this, I swear I'll destroy the Federation ship by ship until there's not a damn thing left!
I'm curious what it is. Star Ocean, yeah, it was. Well, that is interesting, I guess. A lot of people never was
Before we
into
wrap
Star
up,
Ocean
let's
though.
get an update on the eagerly awaited Little Devil Inside.
Oh, that is interesting. Now I'm curious. This was announced back in the day, when before the PlayStation started, or around the time the PlayStation 5. And you have this dude, and he's running around the world. It was a really funny trailer. It looks pretty awesome though. I like how the game takes, or the oh, look at this. I like how the game takes,
Like
or
any
the
other
trade
day,
takes time.
Billy sets out on another job.
Okay.
Looks like he's reading the letter he received. The job seems simple enough. Billy arrives at Cornfield Station. He needs to meet Professor Vincent, who should be nearby. Oh, there's an old lady up ahead. During travel, you can engage with various people. Sometimes to buy goods, or simply ask for directions.
Yeah, style is really awesome.
On certain occasions, the crew is available to travel together.
Can you always switch between basically this overworld map view and
During world
the
map
detailed
travel,
view?
you can encounter various events, some bigger than others. In this case,
Oh, the
a
sheep
flock
is
of
stuck.
sheep blocking the road.
They're jittering.
Looks like they have arrived near their destination. Billy heads towards an eerie-looking mansion to fulfill his simple task, of course. He's greeted by who seems like the owner.
The job is to pick up a mysterious artifact and deliver it to Professor Vincent. Looks like it's kept in the mansion's basement, leaving behind the unsettling signs on the wall. Billy enters the basement chamber. Well, it turns out that the job is not going to be so simple after all.
Well,
Ever since
that was
leaving
surprising.
the mansion, strange-looking creatures constantly appear. Here he is surrounded by a mob, striking and sticking the blade
can
into
roll.
enemies to pull and throw them around.
That is cool.
During his travels, Billy needs to resort to his survival instincts and make use of whatever he has to survive. Often being exposed to the harsh side of Mother Nature. A desert environment is one such place. Finding safe places to camp and cooking up food is all part of the journey. This time,
Oh no, the
a
poor donkey.
sub-zero climate. And worse, caught in a snow blizzard. Struggling to pull his companion out of
It looks really good, to be honest.
What will be their
The question is how the pacing of the game is.
Lead Billy throughout his journey and imagine what he has to face. Some expected, more often not. Oh my.
On Earth.
Welcome to the world of Little Devil Inside.
That's our show.
Interesting.
Hope you enjoyed this.
Definitely
peek at what's to
interested
come
in
on
that.
PlayStation. See you next time.
Wait, that it? Did she just say thank you for watching, see you next time? I'm just sitting here, I'm very confused. We have a black screen. That was it? Wow. Yeah, I also thought it would be a bit longer. I didn't expect like an hour or something, but like at least half an hour. Or maybe 30, maybe 45 minutes or so, but it's all there is. Luckily enough, I did this here. Always like your YouTube videos. We have this game. I don't know. I'm a bit confused too, but yeah, the state of plays always are relatively short, and sometimes that's why I didn't watch the last one. Not much is happening here. We get a release date for King of Fighters, which is cool, but I'm not into King of Fighters too much. This is very interesting. But let me do something really quick in the background. Oh, there is new stuff. Automatic selection. Review. Create great selections with single click. Oh, okay. They improved the selection tool, it seems. That's awesome. I mean, just Photoshop and Adobe Premiere and stuff had updates today, so it tells me what's new. Can do comments. Okay. Okay, when you copy paste something from Illustrator to Photoshop, it remains shape, color, layer names, and more. Oh, the neutral filters are better. Awesome. Gradient displayed more naturally. Cool. But yeah, I can't tell you why they needed a full live stream for that. I'm a bit confused myself. I expected like hours of entertainment here. While I secretly Photoshop my Battlefield 2042 thing there in the background. I have to make this here awkwardly in the background on stream. Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I expected a bit more. Maybe I can, in the meantime, while I really need to Photoshop something really quick. Oh no, I forgot to make a screenshot. I'm an idiot. Why am I so stupid? Where do I get it now? Sadly, it's not in the selection, so it doesn't help me at all. So I have to start October Premiere 2. Well, yeah, the social deduction game, as said, if the... Oh, there are also now updates about the speech to text. Automatically generate transcript of a sequence and create customizable captions or subtitles powered by Adobe Sense. Okay, that is interesting. How does it work? I'm really curious about this, to be honest. Caption is a button up there. Works. Interesting. You can automatically create captions for your videos now. That's a pretty awesome feature. Media replacement. I really hope they updated the titles and graphics. I hope they updated this one. With different accents, yeah, and I'm curious about this too. Essential Sound Studio. Accelerate your audio workflow. Categorize clips. Volume, background, audio dialogue. Can you now do this over adjustment layer or whatever? I'm not sure. The Lumenti color stuff was updated. It has some HDR functionality. Maybe I have to look this later. I just need to get my screenshot here really quick. Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I expected like something at least in parts tiny bit bigger, if that makes any sense. Wouldn't say I'm a bit disappointed, and that's probably too harsh, but I expected a bit more, to be fair. But maybe my expectations are just off. Wait a minute, chat. I think you don't see anything, right? If I do it like this. Really unfortunate that I totally forgot about the state of play today. I'm also not sure on which layer it puts the audio, so I have to do this a bit different. Something like this, I would say. Control M, I think this. It is, okay. I need a PNG. This. Export. Okay, chat. Can only be a matter of days for me to... I'm also curious if they changed back the other stuff in Photoshop. But yeah, Little Devil inside looked really neat, I have to admit this. I'm so sorry that I forgot about the freaking thing there. I wrote specialists correctly. Now I only need to add a screenshot and then almost done with it. Question is, where is Mr. Screenshot now? Here it is. Yeah. Oh, what a boring mess. Only Death's Door and Little Devil inside look good. The Ocean is, in my opinion, also very interesting. I'm not sure if this was announced at all. What was Death's Door, though? I have to admit, I was I'm still busy doing something in Photoshop really quick. I should not mess with the resolution here. Maybe I have to. No, that's not working. They also changed the is it now it's still the same, right? You have to save now if you want to export an image from Photoshop. You can't do it by save as, you have to say save as copy. It's kind of weird. It's a really weird change in my opinion. I don't know why they decided to do this. Oh, it's now in English. That is unusual. That was always in German. No, whatever. Let me just hope I can load a custom thumbnail really quick. The top-down RPG one is Death's Door. Okay, that one. They also said, they also announced a new character for King of Fighters. Was the release date for King of Fighters known before? I'm not sure about that, to be fair. Let's do it like this. I'm not sure. Okay, at least now I have a thumbnail. Maybe smarter. Oh, I even got some comments already. That is unusual. It's also strange, but whatever. Ah, that got deleted, I think. It was like a bot or something. So let us see. Let's bring this back to the main screen again. I have no idea what this is. Looks kind of over the top. This was the weird game. No idea what's going on with that. Not much I can comment here, sadly. Bugsnax, really strange game, but it was received relatively well. And then we have another something. Oh, was this Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's number 1600, I think. Not too interested in it. Oh, this is Death's Door. Now I remember. Wasn't that? Is this an add-on or is this coming? Was it not available for PlayStation yet? I'm not sure if I have this game already. It's on my list of games I wanted to play. I know it exists for PC. Like November 23rd. Okay, let me just double check something really quick, chat. I think this is already out for PC, or am I totally wrong? Or was it an Xbox exclusive for some time or whatever? Let me see my Steam. I know it's on Steam. Cause Death's Door, yeah, it's available on Steam. 20th of July it came out. So there's that. Interesting. Was it early access or something? What is the story behind this? Death's Door. It comes to PC. Okay, it was only on Xbox. And now it comes for PlayStation 2. Okay, Xbox and PC, and now this is the release. So that wasn't really that big of a news, to be honest. I mean, of course, for people who only own a PlayStation, it's for sure big news. Oh, we get Titan Souls free. Titan Souls also interesting, nice little game. This game did not interest me at all, to be honest. I'm not into racing stuff at all, so not much I can say there. The blue one looks like Mega Man though. And yeah, this is King of Fighters. I did not recognize it initially. Not much to say there. This game I found interesting. My only concern is, I mean, it remembered me a bit of, do you know the game The Ship? Where you're on a ship and, I don't know, have to live there on the ship. It's like a, what do you call this? Cruise? Yeah, exactly. It was quite fun with friends. And so this basically is the ship with more social deduction stuff, maybe, and less you have to go to toilet and wash yourself and eat, else you die. And yeah, one person is the imposter, basically, and has to kill everyone else to fulfill the goals and so on. The question is if all these 3D playing stuff is in the way. You know what I mean? If it's in the way of the actual social deduction stuff and you focus too much on game mechanics, if it's too complex, it might be too complicated in a way. It's also, the art style is also very special. I'm very curious who develops this. Like, it could be totally in the way of the fun part. I think Among Us was so successful because it's so easy in a way. And also this is again very basic. I know that a lot of streamers play it with this the Other Worlds mod or whatever it's called and have like all kinds of things. Let me just see. Invisible Walls versus Evil. Like, even the logo reminds me a bit of that. Wait, I open this in another window. Where is it? me see. Who made the ship? Is this maybe the same company? It would be funny. No, not even close. Interesting. Yeah, there was this kind of interesting, but as said, stuff could be in the way for it. And this is, sadly, I don't have any connections with the Star Ocean series. And I don't know, but it's space stuff with anime stuff. There's for sure an audience for this. Probably not for everyone. Maybe a bit special interest. You also see, like, it looks pretty open worldish. Or this looks pretty open worldish when you say, okay, you can go everywhere, which is, you can fly, it seems, and jump down or glide down. If you have like a movement mechanic like this, one would expect that the world must be really big. Like if the game designer said, yeah, for this world it requires or it is necessary that our character can actually fly, then usually you can one would expect large world. But maybe it's just there to have fun. But I can't tell if the if it's fun or not. Could be interesting. Very curious about the space stuff. I have to admit my JRPG time's a bit over, kind of. I really lost interest in the genre. This character, this enemy looked like a bit like from Final Fantasy. I'm not sure if it's a classic Star Ocean character or not. You're also watching without sound, so I can maybe upload at least part of it somewhere. But I hoped I could tell people more about what we are seeing there or some interesting stuff, but it was pretty not my taste, to be honest. Also comes for both platforms, so for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, coming next year. No explicit date. And now I think, yeah, this is Little Devil Inside. This looks pretty awesome. Like the art style is pretty gorgeous, I have to admit. The question is, what happens if how do I have to imagine playing this? Like, I'm sitting here waiting for the train and basically enjoying the atmosphere. Then it happens. I really like it in film when scenes take their time and they to unfold their effect or to draw you in and immerse you, if that makes any sense. As a result, I kind of like this, but in a game, of course, you always need a bit of something that pushes forward, if that makes sense. So it could be a bit, if this is just how you play it, and now we have it without sound, so we have no narrator and so on, you would say, yeah, but this doesn't look that interesting to play. It's interesting to watch, but it's not maybe not that interesting to play, if that makes sense. I'm a very mechanic and game mechanic focused player, so I'm a bit worried that this might not be for me as a result, but who knows. So it seems like you travel on this map and you can, I'm not sure if you can always switch basically to a closer view and see what's going on the way, or if it's just at certain points. Like here there's an interaction with this woman, then you see a load and you see this street, and now you can interact with her and her booth there and buy a bit of corn or whatever that is. And yeah, then you move on. And drive around in this little cute car. I really love the art style. Like, aesthetically, it's really hard to say. It's really impressive. I like how there's a little bug there. You see now this one fella here is stuck. And you see how these are just stuttering. Maybe that's an interesting bug. This group doesn't stutter that much compared to this group. I think it has to do with the one getting stuck there. Really interesting detail. Probably gets fixed in the release version of it, but kind of cute, I have to admit. This graphic, or the graphics here look pretty awesome, and then there's of course combat and fighting and so on, as we will see in a moment. But I like the idea. I'm also not sure how freely you can travel the world, or how linear it is, or how not linear it is. It's pretty smart to go into a room with all these. Did you see the weird paintings here on the wall? Like this. That is kind of suspicious. He even looked at it. And now the the Kraken. Release a Kraken. Yes, you have to fight. Here we see a bit of combat, which is interesting. It looks pretty basic, to be honest. But there was one, it's even like a little dodge roll, which is cool. Here, this one person it's if you think about it, this is also more brutal than I would have expected it, to be honest. Like, there's actual blood on the screen. And this guy here, look at this. Look at the death animation of that one creature. Like, is there... I think that's a tentacle, or is it... okay, it's probably some tentacle. It felt like there was like blood coming out of his throat or something like that for a moment. Looks pretty brutal though. Yeah, it's little tentacle things. But you can switch them around. Then you have on all kinds of settings, which is unusual in this beautiful art style, and have to do stuff. Still, I'm not fully seeing how much fun the gameplay of this actually might be in the final release, or when you actually play the game. There's some kind of, okay, you can here put things together, craft them. You have a inventory limit, a weight limit, it seems, or weight seems to be a thing. Question is if it makes a difference what you do. What are the benefits of this? It's really difficult. Yeah, it could be really slow. Like, it's really fun to watch. Like, it's maybe it's a game. It's absolutely ideal to make fun trailers out of it. But the question is how it's playing. Now, here comes this enemy. Then I think you decide to just run. Not sure how the fight against this interesting mechanical being just goes. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And yeah, that's it. That's all there is to the state of play from October. I thought there would be a bit more. If I would have, to be fair, if I would have known that it's just this short and nothing really big happens in it, I probably would have not live streamed it, to be honest, and focused on my release. But luckily enough, I just released a video on my gaming channel. I'm not sure. I need to... I need a command for the other channel, I think. Well, we can keep this. I need Nightbot. So we just do some organization stuff. Sorry for the stream might not be the most interesting as a result. I'm a bit, yeah, I don't know. I really like we saw so little that I have not much to say, sadly. I'm not sure, Kirdan. Are you into Star Ocean? Do you know more about this series? Like I said, I'm never really had much contact with it. Also wanted to ask while seeing it, isn't it Fantasy Star or something? But it's not Fantasy Star. Is Fantasy Star related? Probably not. It's also an... Oh, it's Fantasy Star Ocean is also done by Enix, interestingly. Oh yeah, Tri-Ace. I think we read this. The first Star Ocean is for the Nintendo, for the Super Nintendo from 1996. And then there was the Enix area, and then Square Enix era of this game. Oh, that is an interesting information. You know what game they did too? They did a game called Resonance of Fate for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Was a really weird game, but it was kind of interesting. It's also, they made a port for PC at some point, and I have it on my wish list for ages, but I just found it funny that it popped up on Steam suddenly. It was very special interest. Really, really fascinating stuff. I'm not sure if you can see anything. Let me just move this to the screen and maybe we just re-roll the whole stuff so you have something to watch in the meantime while I'm looking something up. I have no idea what this game is about. I wanted to maybe I take the YouTube... I could also take the YouTube command and add the other thing to it. No, it's too much text, I think. I should edit, make a separate command for it. Let's call it YTGames. Oh, I need the link for it. Oh no. That works. You find it here. Let's put the timer to 50 seconds or something. Submit. Nope, not a fan. YTGames. That is now the command for the gaming channel. Maybe I should at least consider distantly the English capital letter spelling. Don't ask me why. It wouldn't even be correct in I would have written it in German. So here it is. Awesome. This game is also pretty strange. I wouldn't say it's not interesting. Might be an interesting game. Depends on how well it's written. Maybe on atmosphere and music and so on. But just from the looks of it, the humor was pretty neat. But from the looks on it, it's not a game for me, to be honest. I also forgot the name again. Does somebody know, like it's about a band? Is this a fictional band or does this band really exist? I assume it's fictional, right? What's it called? OFK. Yeah. Okay, the OFK is a football, a soccer club from Austria. Well, it's ÖFK to be precise, but whatever. It's also it's from Serbia. There's also a soccer club, but it might be I don't know. Probably fictional. Yeah, Bugsnax. Haven't played it, so can't say much about it. But at least I got a video release, which is something, I guess. Well, there's that. Okay, I just got an interesting message here. Yeah, somebody offered me some artwork. That is awesome. Okay, I have to check this later. Hope I find it. It's super cool. It is. Have to look deeper into it. Just skipped over the message there. It was when people post links, it's always held for review, and I don't always check the held for review stuff. And in the held for review stuff, there's also the hidden comment stuff, which is even more hidden than the held for review stuff for me. Kind of fascinating place. There's some weird messages then there from time to time. The question is, do we need... Yeah, I probably can uninstall the... Before I started the stream, I went through my Steam and felt, wait, I always see the Age of Empires 4 technical stress test. I still have it installed. Maybe I uninstall it just to make some room for other stuff. The other side, how big is it? Maybe we can data mine stuff from it in a distant future. GB, that's quite a lot. Where did I install it? Yeah, okay. No, that's too big. So this door coming to PlayStation. I would have not thought that this place is not out, game is not out for PlayStation. And it came out July, August, September, October, 5 months ago. So it had like something like a 5 months exclusivity for Xbox, I assume. Pretty unusual, I guess. Maybe there's some other stuff we could discuss here. Okay, the image got removed. There was a leak of a Warner Brother Multiverses character select screen leak. Yeah, there was the character select screen was leaked, but it's already down. I won't show it here because leaks can get you into trouble. But I'm of course very curious about what it might have. If I maybe find a backup, there's a mirror of it. Okay, so we see Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Gandalf. That is kind of funny. You can maybe post it in chat though. There is Shaggy, Tom, and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, the professor from Rick and Morty. No, it's not the professor, but who's who? I don't watch Rick and Morty. I have to say I watch basically no series at all. So who? I think he's Rick, right? And Morty is the boy, right? So it's Rick. Very embarrassing, I know. Is this Gandalf, by the way? Like, do they have Gandalf in the game? I can't imagine that, to be fair. Or is this another character? Like, who is that guy? Dumbledore versus Gandalf would be possible. Definitely Gandalf. Why, chat? Just why is Gandalf in the game? That is really impressive. So, I assume this game is something like Smash Brothers. Not what we see on the screen. I can't show it on the stream here. I can link the mirror in Twitch. I will save the mirror too, because it could be deleted. And then I would not have access to it anymore. It's also a really strange file. Whatever. What's it called? Leak. Warner. I don't know what it's called. Let's call it a Warner thing leak. So I can punch, what is he called? Not Poison Ivy. My name thing is off today. And who's the green creature at the top to the left? Harley Quinn, that's the name. I'm so bad at this. And some other characters. There's also, what is the other show called? Like there's Rick and Morty, and there's Adventure Time, I think, right? Are these Adventure Time characters? Yes, I got it right. I don't know how they are called though. Steven Universe. I've never heard of that. So the dog is called Jake, and the other is Finn, I assume. Okay, you also wrote it in chat. Thanks for clearing things up. Interesting leak, to be fair. Where do I store the leak picture? A really good question, chat. Maybe here. I'm still slightly confused with all of the stuff here. But yeah, this is at least a news which I can't show you, which is unfortunate. The engine code for Little Big Adventure 1 and 2 is now open source. Interesting. What do people say about Star Ocean? Not Chrono Cross, it was called Xenoblade. That's the name what I wanted to say. It really looked like a Xenoblade. It's the same, okay, somebody answered to this. It's the same character designer as every other previous, what? No, it's not the same. I don't know. Maybe he also worked for other stuff, who knows? Okay, somebody writes that the last game wasn't that great. I hope this one is better. I know, this particular scene that we see on screen right now looked like the frame rate was down a bit. But maybe it's just me. But yeah, this Warner Bros. Multiverses. What kind of game is this? It's a riff on Smash Bros. So it's basically Smash Bros. And I can play in a game like Smash Bros. With Gandalf and basically destroy Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Okay. Interesting genre mix, to be honest. But I assume, I mean, Nickelodeon also did this interestingly with Smash Brother-like game, but I think no. Hope Shaggy goes Ultra Instinct. I would like Ultra Instinct Shaggy. Maybe you can buff him when he eats a Scooby snack or something like that. Even though usually his dog Scooby-Doo eats them, but I guess it works for Shaggy too. Kind of crazy, to be honest. Eating them is how we can understand what Scooby is saying. Isn't he always understanding what Scooby is saying? At least I only know the old cartoon shows from which I watched literally in the 80s, in the late 89 or something. Late 80s, and early 90s. And I assume the series is from the 70s. It's an interesting question. When was it done? Oh, it's even older than this. I would have guessed it's from the 70s, but it seems like it first aired September 1969. It was the first season. Okay, I see that Kierdan is deep into the Scooby-Doo lore. In the original show, they were just there to convince Scooby and Shaggy to participate in dangerous or stuff that were frightening them. Yeah, move over, Tolkien. Scooby-Doo lore is the thing now. I see. Interesting, but I really, as a kid, I really loved the show. Good old Scooby-Doo. Change the title, by the way, to Watching and Being Confused by Sony State of Play. That's a better title, because I'm really confused. I was expecting some crazy big announcement or something, like, I don't know what. And though this looks pretty cute, I have to admit, really like the art style, but I was a bit worried. Speaking of games, isn't Age of Empires 4 coming out tomorrow or something? Or is it out today? No, tomorrow. I'm still thinking about getting this game, but I'm not sure if I need to get it released. Reviews are already out and very positive about the game. Some pros also, like Viper, said decent. Some stuff maybe needs fixing, but nothing too big. It comes out tomorrow, 28th of October. Actually, from my perspective, it should be out already. Okay, Steam says it will unlock in approximately 16 hours. Awesome. Gives us enough time to consider everything. More I probably won't stream though. I wanted to have already seen Dune, but one friend of mine asked if we could move it to Thursday, and I said, well, okay, so I'm going to watch Dune tomorrow, and I won't be at home in the evening as a result. So I can't stream. I can't stream watching Dune. Sorry for that. That would get me into trouble, I guess. But it's running for quite some time now, but almost running out. Very curious how Dune is. Oh, we are Mr. Black Screen again. So we just watch for 11 minutes. We watch these fancy things there moving. Pretty awesome. I heard most people in my that have seen it that I know really like them. How do you call this in English? Friendship circle. Is this a word? Circle of friends. That's probably better. In German, it's also basically the same word. Freundeskreis. Friend circle. Okay. Makes sense then. Yeah, it was really like that, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not sure if I want to see the James Bond film, but probably will see it anyway. I liked Casino Royale to some degree. I think it was probably the best of the series. The next one, what is it called? Quantum Solace or something like this? Quantum of Solace. I'm not even sure how it's pronounced, to be honest. In English, you never know. It could be Solage. No, it could not be that, but It could be Solace, it could be Solace, it could be Solace. Who knows? It's definitely a word I've never used in my life, so let's consult the Cambridge Dictionary. Solace, my first assumption was right. Very interesting how it's written in IPA. Oh, it's even the right one. Amazing. Yeah, the IPA for it is this. Oh, it doesn't work. I need to write it like this. Solace. So the A becomes an I, but it's pronounced E. Solace. No, not E. It's the weird E, not the strong. It's the, what do you call it? I'm not sure. Like mid. Solace. Yeah, that film was not short. Yeah, it's not short. It's slightly different. But whatever. Yeah, this film was not good. Oh, I wouldn't say it was not good. It was forgettable. Let's put it that way. I don't know anything about this film anymore. I even remember more about the next film, which was Skyfall, and I didn't like Skyfall at all, to be honest. Production of it was a mess. Yeah, I can imagine that. Skyfall, I'm not sure why I disliked it so much. It felt so... Yeah, some people complain when they see my videos and hear me pronouncing everything or trying to pronounce things correctly that it's kind of pretentious. And I also felt like this film also was kind of pretentious. It pretended to be having style and having some of these dialogues, but in my opinion, they felt very the opposite of this, like very forced, very... I don't know, there was no elegance in it, if that makes any sense. It was just, they wanted to be elegant, but if you want to be elegant, you are not elegant. If that makes sense. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't like this. The story was also, yeah, it worked. It was definitely better than what is Spectre, I think is the next one. It was better than Spectre. Spectre was just absolutely like, holy moly, was that a terrible movie. I would say even maybe Spectre is even worse than Quantum of Solace. I'm not sure. At least I know nothing about Quantum of Solace anymore. But I definitely know that I hated Spectre. I really disliked that film. So the track record of the James Bond films with Daniel Craig is not the best, from at least for me personally. It was very confusing, yeah. And as a result, I don't expect this to change. Let's put it that way. And I think there were already some press people who could see the film. I think James Bond isn't James Bond is already running in the cinema here in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check really quick. Ames. There it is. No Time to Die. In German, Keine Zeit zu sterben. Awesome title. It means the same. Was very well received. Surprised you didn't like Skyfall. Was very well received here. It is one of the. It is a very well received film, but I didn't like it at all. I wouldn't say though. I would say though it's the second best after Casino Royale. I'm not sure how to pronounce casino. Is it pronounced like this? In German, it's Casino Royale. So probably where my pronunciation stuff idea comes from. Kind of weird with titles. You're saying it right. Awesome. Casino Royale. Is it Royale? More like this? Whatever. Difficult. English pronunciation, always hard. Casino Royale. Okay. Yeah, that was a very decent film. Some people really love this film and say it's one of the best films and best Bonds, but it's not wrong. It's definitely one of the better Bond films, everything considered. Considering how many there are, especially how many bad ones there are. But yeah, definitely one of the better films of the Craig era. I like it the most, and Skyfall is probably the second best so far. I would definitely agree on that, but for me, Skyfall didn't work at all. Not so well, but I don't know. Did you like Skyfall, or did you... I mean, I think it's not a very controversial opinion that Casino Royale is the best, and maybe Skyfall the second best. I assume a lot of people would agree with that. I think Spectre was also not well received, and Quantum of Solace also not that well received. Kind of funny how I'm just running the Xbox, wow, the PlayStation logo stuff. I like the cheesy style, so the change from Quantum of Solace to Skyfall was good for me. Okay. I don't know, it's just weird film. It was not bad, but also strange. The next film I'm really looking forward to is definitely Matrix 4. And I, of course, know that Matrix might be a very interesting film. Very curious what Lana Wachowski was coming up with again. The old films are a lot of fun, I agree on that. Like Goldfinger. Probably one of the best Bonds, I think. If I'm not mixing things up in my head. I also think, I mean, it's a bad movie, Moonraker, but I kind of find it very, very entertaining in many ways. It's a really strange movie, though. A really strange one. It's a bit mental, yeah, it's really mental. It's not a good film, but kind of fun in my opinion. It's meme material, you could say. I think we had a discussion on Discord at some point, which James Bond we like most. Yeah, Matrix is very interesting. I'm one of, I would say, 4 people in the world who actually like Wachowski films. I think they are very unique, and they often try things that others don't try. They try to change things. Only seen the first Matrix, okay. Then you have probably seen the most popular Matrix film. The second one is my personally favorite, I have to say, even though the first one is really good. But the first one is the classic film. That is where they are still mostly in the Matrix, and in the other films they try to break out. And that's where the Wachowskis start to experiment a bit with stuff. And that is maybe a problem with Wachowski, that they experiment to a degree where for some people the movie doesn't work anymore. That makes sense. Like, they try so many weird things in their films and try to, like, from a director perspective, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was also produced in parallel. I think the second and the third were produced in parallel, at least. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. That's why they came close. I just remember it was pretty awesome to see them in the in cinema. And I never will forget the moment I saw the trailer for Matrix 1, because I could not believe what I just saw on the screen. It was the scene where they are in this lobby and through the metal detector, and then the shooting starts, and in slow motion all the debris from the walls just flying through the lobby and so on, in slow motion, running along the wall and so on. Then also the dodging scene, which is just one of the most iconic scenes imaginable in film history. Like, it was one of those films where you look at this and you have no idea how they did this. Like, I could I was a teenager, but was always interested in how filmmaking works and so on. And usually I try to think, okay, how did they do this? And of course, I knew with a bit of computer stuff and so on, you can do quite a bit of things, but I could never reconstruct how on earth did they do this? Like, that is just insane. And same with Lord of the Rings and the difference in size of people. I've also felt, how did they do this? This is mind blowing. Would have to be, I think. Yeah, I agree. The trailer didn't give much away. Yeah, not really. I think what the Wachowskis try in their films is usually like, how to describe it? What they usually trying to do is having, let's put it this way, they always have like a message, and sometimes the message that they have is more important than the story, and they hide it in a story, if that makes sense. So like, I'm sure what the English term is. Parable, of course. It's the same. I just thought, what could be the English word for it? Of course, in German it's Parabel. And a parable always have like what do you call this? In German it's Bildebene. What could this be in English? Image plane, picture plane. That's mathematical. Maybe you know what I mean. There's the story layer, and then there's the layer of what the story actually stands for, which is called Sachebene and Bildebene in German, but I forgot what the English terms for it is. I rarely talk about parables in English, to be fair. Maybe you can help me out with the vocabulary here, because it might be difficult to find really fast. Not a layer. Yeah, the hidden message, or the meaning. Exactly, it's that, but there's also like a term for it. There's the story, there's the story layer, and then there's the meaning layer, if you want. And sometimes they focus so much on the meaning layer that the story layer suffers. It's like if you have a parable, you have here basically like a U, if that makes sense. And that's why it's called a parable, because a parable looks like this, and it has two sides. At least in the classic sense. And it's mirrored. Not has two sides, but yeah, it's... You know what I mean. And yeah, sometimes you have two different terms for it. You call it, don't call it, in German both are called the same, like the storytelling type, the parable, is also called the other. So it's a, how is this pronounced? Parabola? Parabola, almost. Why is my stress always wrong? Kind of funny. Yeah, exactly. Parabola. No, I have to always think where to put the stress with this word. It's kind of fascinating. But in German, it's both called a parable. So there's that. I thought it would be the same in English, to be honest. But yeah, sometimes what I wanted to say is that the story layer sometimes suffers or is a bit strange, because for the message they want to do, they have to do really weird stuff in the story to bring across the message, if that makes any sense. And as a result, yeah, some people that want just a cyberpunk or just a good story to follow, they feel, hey, what is going on there? And then on top of that, they break rules, like how you put a certain scene into film. They make this different. Like we have heard about the architect scene, where the architect in the second film, who's the architect of the Matrix, and he explains basically everything what's going on in the Matrix. And it's filmed, or the scene is composed in such a way that you as a viewer have trouble understanding what the architect says. Like from how they cut this scene, with the elements they put into how the architect talks, and so on. You can of course still understand what he says, but you really have to concentrate for a moment to do this, which is, usually you don't do this in a film. Like if you explain a very important point in the story, you sometimes have like classically a second character there, and he asks, wait, does this mean that this and that is the case? And then he explains it again. So everyone watching the film does it. This is like a standardized way to compose a scene like this. And they don't do this. They break the rules, you could say, in this scene by deliberately designing it in a way that it's hard to understand. And it's not to exclude the audience, because their higher idea is to deconstruct film, if that makes sense. And breaking the rules. Matrix is about breaking the rules or bending them, and that's exactly what they do in their directing, especially in the second film, and to some degree also in the third film, I guess. And this, of course, kicks you out. Like when you do something like this, the film starts to become weird in its pacing, becomes weird in its how you feel immersed, and it's also very rational thing to do. It's less emotional. And as a result, I think many people don't like the films, because it's totally not what they expect. There's another film I have not seen yet of them, but I'm very, very curious about it. That is Speed Racer. And in this film, they also do some really unusual stuff. There is like a scene where they tell basically 3 or 4 different stories in one scene. And it's an absolute mess as a result, but it's, from a art standpoint, very interesting to approach a scene like this, if that makes sense. And the Wachowskis do stuff like this consistently, and people hate it usually. That's a problem. Except for Matrix, I think most of their films were not that successful. And for Matrix, only people praise the first Matrix, not the second and the third one. Usually say they are bad. In my opinion, that's not the case. They are just different, but not necessarily bad. And I'm expecting that Lana Wachowski does not make normal films. I would be surprised if that would be the case. And I'm curious how well, like Matrix 1 works so well, because here the story layer and the meaning layer both work so well. On the meaning layer is not fully fleshed out yet. It focuses a lot on the story layer. There are also some interesting ideas and breaking the rules in it, but it happens on a more understandable level, if that makes sense. And it's really difficult to understand, I think, the Matrix films, for the most part. Like in all their, what does it mean? What is the actual message of these films, and so on. And he would think about, okay, it's about reality and some philosophical ideas, which are definitely in those films, but it's also about criticizing Hollywood. Like, if you think about it, a film is also like The Matrix. It's determined, it's always the same, it's highly iterative. You watch the same film 6 times in a row, it stays the same film 6 times in a row. Nothing changes and everything is predetermined, basically. And when you watch the film, You laugh at the parts where the director wants you to laugh, and the people who created, the architects of the film, if you want you to laugh at a certain scene, and they want to be sad at another scene, and they want to feel empathy for the hero or whatever. That doesn't happen by accident. This is deliberately done so. Film is a highly deterministic medium, and if it does everything well for the time being, you are so immersed, like Lord of the Rings is a good example. You are so immersed in this film that you are in it. And I guess in the case of Lord of the Rings, it becomes a prison for your mind for a few hours. And that is what they not necessarily want to criticize, but in Matrix you also have the machines, and this is like, maybe if you think about the machinery of making films like Hollywood and so on, in the background, and everything works like the architect has a formula how to create everything and so on. It's all in numbers and so on, and this is what they want to criticize with their Matrix films. That is their meaning layer, if you want. And I don't make this up, they said it multiple times in interviews. But if they would not have said it, I probably also would not have gotten the idea. But if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Very interesting what this means for the second and the third film then. But yeah, it's very philosophical, very much deconstruction of film and so on in these. And that makes them very interesting films. Films that are not very unusual in a way, because many people just do the classic formulas and classic design decisions, or scene compositions. And of course, sometimes there is a bit of experimenting, but usually, especially in big, expensive productions, which I guess makes sense to some degree, this amount of experiments, etc., is simply not something you expect these days, because film has become so iterative in mainstream. It's really depressing at times. Like, there are few directors who are allowed to basically do weird stuff. Christopher Nolan, for example. Like, if you watch Tenet, like, nobody watches Tenet. Just imagine you have to pitch this film. Yeah, I think he can only make this film because he is Christopher Nolan and had some success, really big success before. Else, nobody else could just go to a Hollywood studio and say, hey, I have this film, and it's about time, and time. There are different time layers, and one goes backwards in time while the other goes forward, and so on. And like, I mean, I'm really into science fiction stuff and time stuff, and I understand, I know, I've studied a bit of physics and so on, so I have definitely some knowledge, but even I had trouble really thinking the films through, and I guess for a more casual audience it might be even impossible. That is why it's unusual that a film like this gets made at all, but I'm happy that it was made, and I think Tenet was also a pretty awesome film, but of course highly different. And yeah, as a result, I hope that Matrix 4 will also follow that. I'm very curious what it is that Lana Wachowski this time has to say. Would be surprised if it's just a normal film. It tells a normal story. And I'm really curious. Usually there's some unusual element in it that's also maybe technically or from I don't know, filming perspective pretty advanced. So curious if this is in the film and will be. Also, especially seeing Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk 2077, I felt like, it would be cool seeing him again in cinema, like in a classic Cyberpunk role, like as Neo. Pretty curious what's going on there. Oh boy, it's already insanely late already. Why's time flying by? I always want to make like an analysis video about the Matrix films. Maybe I try to make one before Matrix 4 comes out. I think that would be wise. But I don't know if I have the time for it. Because it's a really deep topic. But also, yeah, Matrix 1 and 2, the Matrix trilogy is also among my favorite films, I would say. I also remember when Matrix 2 came out, I watched Matrix 1 and 2 again in cinema, which was also awesome. So there was a special event with both parts running, and for part 3, I think there was also Animatrix, like there was an episode out of Animatrix that was also running before. Same with Matrix 3 then. It was like all 3 parts in a row special. It was pretty nice. I did the same for Lord of the Rings. And I think in the pandemic there was also a special event where you could have watched again Lord of the Rings. I think even in the extended edition again, 1, 2, and 3. I would have loved to participate, but it sadly was on a day where I had no time. Hope something like this happens at some point again. Be cool to see the films, even though you have to bring a lot of time with you to watch all three Lord of the Rings film in the extended edition back to back. Like it's like, I don't know, 12 hours or something. Probably, no, not 12 hours, a bit less, 11 hours something, right? I'm always looking out for rerun here. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, the theatrical version I also haven't seen like in ages. I also think the extended edition is just much better, but especially for book people. Okay, we have seen now the trailer 20 times. But yeah, it would be pretty awesome if the new Matrix film is would be another film where I would say, okay, this is one of my new favorite films of I don't know, the decade or so. It would be pretty awesome. Yeah, you're probably right. I should wrap up the stream because I won't start a game or anything anyway. Not sure. Most likely I won't stream tomorrow because I will be back relatively late. So probably not. Maybe I try to catch to make it Friday instead. I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little stream thing here. It was fun. Very confusing Sony state of play. Yeah, it was really confusing. Yeah, but see you next time. And to all the others, I probably also wrap it up here because I don't have much to say. And I don't know. It's already late for me, so probably why not just end the stream. Then thank you people for watching. I hope you enjoyed this confusing and strange episode. And video will get claimed on YouTube. I'm not sure, maybe I cut something out. I have to see what I do with it. No stream tomorrow, but maybe Friday instead. Sunday I also plan, of course, streaming. We will see. And you people next time. Have a good, fantastic rest of the day. Thank you for watching and goodbye.